Morning, everyone. My name is Robert, and I have the great honor, to be the host today. Today's section is very, very different because actually we never done that before. And why? Because today we're gonna interview with someone that's play a very, very important role in the genetics. Hey, everybody, listen up. It's very, very important in genetics. Why? Because he is one in the 5 member in genetics. And today we have the great honor, we can talk to him. And everybody here, if you want, ask a question, please don't hesitate. You just ask because this gentleman say, today I'm wide open. You can ask anything you want related to the genetics, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my good friend and one of my mentor in genetics because he is the one to teach me what's the compensation plan. But awkward, he told me about 2 hours. I still don't remember, what he talking about. But anyway, he played a big role in my genetics life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my good friend, my leader, our Double Diamond director, Samson Li. Samson, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Robert. Thank you for the introduction. How are you doing in Taiwan?
We are good. Just got some rain here. The other is fine.
Well, that's good to hear. In LA right now, even though everybody is still locked down or semi-locked down, the weather has been beautiful. Beautiful. It's actually pretty hot today, 80-something degrees.
80-something degree?
Yeah. I know, today we have a lot of people from all over the world, and they're all logging in with, I think that I see people from Toronto, and I see people from Long Beach. Voss is up. I see people from all over logging in right now. Yeah, the people are jumping on right now. Great to have everybody.
Very good, very good. Okay, so today, that we're gonna open to everybody because the people want to know, how can you achieve, and I think they gotta have a lot of things in their mind. So everyone, if you want to ask some question, you can just type it in the chat, and I'll look at that, and I will translate it to the Samson. You can write English, you can write Chinese, and I will ask Samson, and he'll be glad to answer any question you ask. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I know people are logging in, and they probably, hopefully, with the blast went out to ask them to prepare the questions. So if you have questions, please write it. Feel free to write English or Chinese. Robert is fluent in both. But first of all, I want to thank Robert for you to come on. Yeah, I know it's early in Taiwan. I know you used to live in San Francisco. And you and your wife have a number of bookstores there. So between me and you, we're both business owners. So I figured today it'll be perfect to do like a Q&A. We're gonna talk about business because we are mainly traditional business people, but have come into this industry to do good stuff. Maybe what we can do before anybody posts any questions, and if you do have questions, please put them in. Maybe between me and Robert, we can talk about some stuff first to open up. And then you can jump in. You all the audience from around the world, they can jump in with their questions. No questions too simple to ask. Okay, so but maybe I can start by asking you a question instead, Robert.
Maybe ask you, how about your Porsche right now? I'm very interested. I know it's twin turbo, right?
I replaced that habit with watches. I mean bracelets. Excuse me.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys driving around, the top open.
Yeah. Well, now you cannot drive around. Oh, look, I think we just have our first question. Okay. Flower of Life. Hi, for my new partners, what was your best approach to peak interest in the beginning for both of you? Oh, Robert. Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, okay, you first. I follow your lead.
No. I want you to talk first because, Robert, is this your first time in the industry? Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
And look, you were in the computer business, and then you were in the bookstore business. You're just a traditional business guy. It's your first time here, and you already achieved. For those of you who don't know, Robert is an Emerald director. So it's quite an achievement. Okay. I mean, I remember my first time in the industry, I couldn't even get to Sapphire. That's the truth. Okay. After 2.5 years, how long did it take you to get to Emerald?
Let me think. 2003, about 3 years and 3.5 years, something like that.
Wow. See, I did 2.5 years in the industry. I couldn't even get to Sapphire. You already made it to Emerald in 3 years. So
I'm just follow your lead, follow your step by step. But I'm still not doing good enough, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, to answer the question, what was your best approach to pick interest in the beginning?
Yeah.
Speak from the heart,
Yeah, just tell it like it is.
Okay, I think because I'm the traditional business owner, so when I do the gymnastics, actually, if I remember, at that time, at that moment, me and Sophie, we recruit over 100 people.
Wow.
And why people will sign up is not because I do understand gymnastics. It's not because I can present gymnastics product or compensation plan. Actually, it's not. I think because the image, but Samson, don't get me wrong. I mean, not this image, okay? I know how I'm looking, how it looks like, but just the image, okay? So I remember Kim told us, your integrity is very important. I mean, just like your reputation, what kind of people you are. So people will look up that and they sign up. The reason is what? They trust you. So I would say, traditional business owner, don't be afraid to present that because it's good platform, and without the heavy capital investment, you still can do the business globally. So you can just tell your friend, okay, especially right now in the coronavirus, how you feel if you have cash flow can flow in every week. Do you feel a little bit better? If that answers yes, you gotta spend the 30 minutes and I'm gonna tell you what I had done. If you are interested, I can work with you. If not, well, you can still do whatever you want to do right now. 30 minutes will not hurt. So if I gonna tell somebody, I gonna tell them firmly because with my full confidence, this business is good for everyone. You just keep on trying.
So what I'm hearing is, so what do you mean by image is your credibility? That's what you're talking about, right? Because it's all based on trust, right? So so were you very straight with when you talk to other people?
Yes, very straight. Because I remember at that time, when people want to sign, actually they don't understand gymnastics. Me too. But yet they just think, well, this guy looks honest, and I know him for a while, and he thinks this one can make the money. I trust him. Yeah, but something I regret right now is I didn't catch that precious moment. Because I still stuck with traditional business owner mindset. So that's something I really want. If you step into the gymnastics journey, you gotta prevent that. Listen to your leader, and if you like, you can talk to Samson because he's one of my mentors. Because I still remember, Samson, you still remember one time I call you, say, hey, Samson, how can you do the OPP? How so nicely, so friendly, and how can I just go there? People singing the Professor Robert. I really don't like that, and I still remember you told me, Robert, you don't need to ask the profession. I don't still remember that, but that one maybe just you don't remember. That one in my mind, you don't need X profession, okay? Because the people want is your heart. You speak from your heart, and after that, Samson, I changed. So people began to like what I'm saying on the stage, and that one, is good feedback. You can see, okay, we're doing the right thing. It's not perfect because we can never act the perfect. You're just getting better. So Samson like that. If you like the business, when you talk to the people, don't be afraid to speak out. Just tell them. Just tell them, okay? Just like you really kill somebody, you just tell something you really want. That's it, just like that. Because I think there's a core of the gymnast. Share something you feel good with somebody else, but you don't expect they're gonna do something good in return. I think it's not what King want, not King told, not what Wendy and Randy they want. They just say it's good. You want to try that? Go ahead. Don't want to try that? Hey, come on, we're still friends. So don't be afraid. Just say that. That's what I
Nice.
strong Everett. Yeah.
Well, you know, it's perfect because what you raised, the issue of perfectionism. That's what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
it's not only for business, but in life. You know, most people, they always have to act perfect. Right? They always have to look perfect, right? And I have to say, you know, because we're Chinese, it's very common. We have to look good, we have to save face, right? And we don't want to, you know, look bad in front of our peers or friends or family. It's very common. But that's good and bad. I mean, I think it's important though where it comes from, the intention of it.
Good.
I think like in terms of we can strive to be better, but will we ever be perfect? I doubt it because we're human beings, right? So look, if we're gonna peel the onion, peel the layers that's within our personality of peel the layers of our existence, right? We might as well just go to the core. Nobody's perfect. We can only do our best. And what you
Correct.
just said, you got it because yeah, I mean, you know, look, I played piano for many years. Seriously, when I was young, right? In grade school, junior high, and high school. I mean, I play all the famous composers, right?
Sadly, I never enjoy you playing the piano.
In the future, okay, I'll play for you, okay?
Okay,
But
good.
playing piano, I learned to practice very well, a lot, like 4 to 6 or hours a day, maybe during the summertime. School at least 2 3 hours, and then
Wow.
yeah, try to be perfect.
You should be a pianist. Oh my
No,
God.
no, I won't be able to
No,
make any money as a pianist, unfortunately.
that's good
I'm
point.
not good
That's good
enough.
point.
Yeah, no, well, I'm not good enough. But the thing was that at the end of the day, I finally, after I grew up a little bit more mature, as I was listening to more music, I realized, you know what? The best music is not the perfect one. The best music is the music that catches your feeling, right? That catches your emotion, that makes you exciting or sad or happy or whatever. So same thing in our business. At the end of the day, we're all human. You know, we have to honor that instead of being like this perfect statue, perfect doll, or whatever. I mean, you look at the most famous statue in the world, the Statue of David by Michelangelo in Rome. You know that it's a beautiful statue, and somebody asked Michelangelo, "How did you come out with the idea of making the Statue of David?" He said, David was inside the marble the whole time. All he did was he freed David. And you know, if you look at the statue, David's, I believe his right hand is very big compared to the rest of the torso. It's not perfection. It could be symbolism, but at the end of the day, people praise that as the most beautiful statue in the world. So I believe that as we go out, share the opportunity. You know, what you say is so on point. You know, it's quite a conversation because we never have time to sit around and chat anymore. or have that long of a time, and you've been out there for so long and coming to be an Emerald director, you know, you've changed so much. I guess at the end of the day, it's not being about perfect, right? Heart to heart, yeah.
Correct.
With integrity, right? Just tell them what it is, if they need it or not, right? Peak interest. They have to find out if they want it or not, if they need it or not, if they are aware or not, right?
Correct.
So that's very effective. Now let's move on to the next question. You want to take a look at what the next question is?
Let me take that because there's moved so fast. You know, I mean, we are quite popular. People that keep pumping out and.
Okay, I see one. Let me go ahead and read it from Alex. Alex is in Venezuela.
Okay.
Hi, Sam.
Venezuela? I never
Yeah.
been there.
No, I
Nice
know.
to meet you, man.
Well, I mean, I wish he was doing better there. Let me take a look. He asked, at some point in your career at Jeunesse, did you feel you wanted to give up, and how did you overcome it? Oh, that's a good one. Robert,
Oh,
what do you
that's a
think?
good one.
Think about the times. I know, like at the beginning, I know Sophie was so hot about Jeunesse, right? And then you
I, I,
followed her,
I,
right?
I follow her.
Yeah.
Let me tell you some joke. Somebody say that sentence. Do you know the father-in-law, mother-in-law,
Okay.
sister-in-law,
Okay.
and brother-in-law?
Okay.
Somebody asks that. How about the wife? I'm telling you, wife is the law.
Okay. So she want to do it. You had no choice. Okay. Good.
Actually, now I'm just joking, because I think in your life, if you can find the soulmate, I think I'm the lucky one. Okay, but don't get me wrong, even the soulmate, sometimes we argue. But the point is that you got to examine what he say to you carefully. At the beginning, I don't see the Jeunesse, because I just think that's just a regular MLM. So when I really jump in, okay, do you think, sometimes we're gonna think to give up? No, I'm telling you, I don't ever think I'm gonna give up Jeunesse, because I'm a businessman. I learned in science. So when I get into Jeunesse, actually, I don't know what to do that, but we do know how to evaluate the business. Okay, you gotta have the product everybody want, and you gotta have the global market. There's it can be dreamed of,
Mm-hmm.
and the R&D, I check that. Okay, they got everything right there, and the most important is the Jeunesse business you can leverage. Samson, in our traditional business, everyone you saw in the room, either your employee or they are your competitor. You cannot leverage them. But in Jeunesse, after I evaluate, I know what I'm gonna do, because that's the trend. So I never think I'm gonna give up. But do we have the problem? Yes, all the time. But how we overcome that? Because that's what I think. You gotta have a entrepreneur mind.
What does that
Okay,
mean? What does that mean?
owner's mind. Just like if you are the boss, Samson, when you run the business, I think you have the problem, you have the difficult situation you got to deal with, right? Did you ever think about you're gonna give up? Did you ever think you had complain about the problem? No, Samson. When we see the problem, when we run the business, what do we do? Solve it. Is that correct? Yes. So in the journey of the Jeunesse, a lot of problems, because something you never think about, sometimes really broke your heart. You can never think of, because it's a journey, and it's a precious journey, because they teach you what the life really is. So Jeunesse is great business. So when you see the problem, I always think, I never give up, but my mindset is how I gonna solve the problem. If something what I done is wrong, because I didn't smile to the people, so he hate me. I don't know, because that's always happened, when I in the Silicon Valley. Or is something wrong? I didn't cover that, or something like that. I always think about how to solve the problem. And that's what I suggest to everybody. If you see the goal, well, you'll not see they're gonna hold there. You just cross over there.
Yeah. So that's exactly right, right? I mean, I'm the same as the business owner. We just, whatever comes, let's solve the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what if you cannot solve the problem? What do you do?
If I cannot solve the problem,
Yeah.
let me think about them. Yeah, they do have some,
Depending on the problem, right?
depending on the problem.
Yeah, because
Okay.
obviously, look, there's a lot of problems, and most of the problem I would say is manufactured in our own mind, right?
Yeah.
Because we assume different things. Some problems are external that we can work around, but there's some problems we cannot solve, right?
Yeah,
I think for me though, I think it's if we can the problems we cannot solve, hopefully not too many, but leadership is very important, yeah. So it all starts from ourselves. The first person we need to lead is ourselves, right?
Yeah, you gotta make an example.
Yeah. So to overcome all the problems or obstacles or downtime or disappointments, and disappointments manufactured from our own expectations.
Correct.
Actually, in a way. So if we let that go, and, Kim always said, you got to get yourself out of the way.
Correct.
Right? You got to get your own ego out of the way, right? So if that
Simple
was
and
the
strong,
yeah,
yes.
that's right. It's all how you look at things. So I think though, if we were going to overcome any problem, and if problems cannot be resolved, we definitely got to look at where we're going to put our energy, right?
Correct.
So we can put our energy in worrying about something. We can put our energy in stressing about something. But why not put that energy into something productive, or put that energy into being happy?
Correct.
Right? Just get over it and move on.
Correct.
Right? Look,
100% agree with you. Yeah.
I think one of the most difficult things in the business is dealing with people. Yeah. Right. You're laughing. What's up with that? Huh? Is that the case, Robert?
Yeah, sometimes you know me, right? Because my career being a pretty success at Silicon Valley. I have big house, the mini car. Well, one thing I can mention, I never have the Porsche. Okay, next time I gotta think about that. Okay, if I reach retirement, okay. Yeah, because in the past, if you are success, actually I didn't know, but actually I'm in the castle. It's my comfort zone. Okay, so if you in the castle too long, actually you don't know how to listen and you don't know how to deal with the people, because you just give the order, correct? Yeah. So I do have a hard time to deal with people, because I just don't understand their mindset. Especially I'm the engineer type of guy. So gymnasts do transform, because they teach me actually the most important asset is not the company, is the people you have, the people that are gonna work with you. So the best way is how to deal with the people, but how to deal with the people, you gotta care them first. Okay, put your smile on your face, you listen to them, care for them, and gradually I found out, okay, the people is most important. And there's something linking to me, how you do the business, because the leverage is very important. I come out of some of the conclusion, I don't write around. Sometimes you probably can give me some advice. I think if you want to make this business great, the most important is you got to educate people how to do the business. Okay, if you can duplicate one of you, and you got a double time. If you can duplicate 5 of that, every day, if you only have 8 hours, if you can educate 5 people that really want to do the business, and you teach them how to do the business, then you can have 6 people, and 6 times 8, every day you got 48 hours. So this how I figure out. If you want to make this business, especially the global business, and a lot of people, they are not close to you, the best way is teach people how to do the business and work with them. Because when they are success, you are success, but you got to help them first. This is what I figured out recently. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I need your opinion and advice. How do you think?
No, that's right. That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah. Okay. Right now I saw some question here. Okay. This one I think Samson you can answer. You are perfect people to answer that. They say it's vast. They say during the crazy time, how viable is our platform? Okay. And I think is a question that when people in this the pandemic time, Samson, do you want to give us some advice how we gonna look at this pandemic? And second thing is in this period, using what's the genetic strengths, and we can just over that and get an even better future. Huh? It's pretty tough question. Huh?
Well, let me see. Is a platform viable? That's a good question, and the answer would be definitely yes. As both me and we're traditional business owner. We used to invest hundreds and thousands of dollars in to open this one store. Before we make a single sale, the risk is very high. The more you invest, the more you risk, right? Especially into something that you don't know what to do yet, or necessarily have guidance, right? But in our business, we get guided from leaders, we get advice, but it's important that we need to be open to be guided, okay? And some people were not like me. When I first got into the industry, I did everything by myself. I thought I was smart enough, but didn't listen enough, right? I heard, but I didn't listen. So, so Is the platform viable as long as the company can deliver product and take payment and then pay people? We're in business, and all that the company has to shelter. But of course, we get paid not by the hour, but by our performance. You know, that's actually for me, that's the best way to get paid. Now, you don't want to get
Correct.
paid by the hour because there's a ceiling, right? The more you work, the more you get paid, but there's a limit if you get paid by the hour. But if you can perform here, the sky is the limit. Now, obviously, you know, like me and you, we come from traditional business. For those of you out there who don't know, and I think Robert will probably concur with me, is that in traditional business, let's say in a year, we do 1 million US dollar in sales. We're lucky to pull 5% out as profit.
Everybody, that's a secret you don't know, okay?
That's does it bring back memory?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm just love.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, and that's risking hundreds and thousands of dollars. That's working 60 to 70 to 80 hours a week having your own business. But if you do the same thing on this platform, obviously your overhead is very low, right? And you can build with partners and you leverage, right? J. Paul Getty, what he said was, he's the first documented billionaire in the US. He said he would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own efforts.
Correct. Agree that.
That's how rich people get rich. It's
Yes.
It's not like, you know what? It's open to everybody. Is it viable? It's very viable because it's a real business. And if you make money, and let me tell you, and let me tell the folks out there, if you're out there and you've never had your own business before, you know, we all hope to build a business that has asset. Okay, ASSET. That means it's something that you know that has value, right? So at the beginning when I joined Jeunesse, I couldn't figure out what it was. But because from traditional business point of view, if we open a store, our inventory is an asset, huh? Right? Maybe the office equipment is asset, yeah? Maybe our employees are an asset, right? Because we depend on them to work the business, right? But so I couldn't figure out what it was in Jeunesse because the company is not my company. Is Randy and Wendy's company, right? So what is our asset? But what's interesting is I ran into an incredible gentleman, Robert Kiyosaki. You know, he's the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Great
Right?
guy.
Yeah, I know. Amazing, right? So he's
amazing.
always,
Amazing.
yeah, I follow him still, and he always has something interesting to say. But he stated very clearly is that asset is something that generates cash flow. Think about that. Okay. Now, for those of you out there, this is can be very, very valuable. So what he said was that, you know, your house, if you have a mortgage, that's not an asset. That's a liability. That's right. Because it doesn't generate any cash flow. It's because, you know, in real estate, most people think that they can buy a house and they appreciate, they sell it and make money. That's not always the case, right? Depends on where you are, right? Depends on the market, depends on the city, depends on location,
correct,
right?
Correct.
But if you buy an apartment, it has a positive cash flow, then it's an asset. So you know what we have in Jeunesse? If we build it, and you get to a certain point, look, if you have a team that's growing, even if you quit, they're not going to quit. And you're going to have this positive cash flow. Correct. What is your overhead here? If you even just do smart delivery once a month, that's around what, 90 to 100 US dollar a month.
Correct.
That's your overhead. And then what? The time you spend on Zoom, which is free, right?
Yeah.
And I'm talking to people nowadays is pretty much whatever the cell phone costs, right?
Correct.
Or it's free on the computer. What is your overhead? What is your cash flow? It's tremendous. And at the same, exactly, right? At the same time, right? Robert, you and me know that, look, if we go out there, we say, you know what? We have a business. We're working it. What if you can make 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month in positive cash flow? It's not a lot of money, okay? There's no income claim, but we're talking about people doing that. Well, how much would that business be worth? If you think back in your bookstore days, if every store makes 5,000 a month, guarantee, would that be good? Would that be amazing? That'd be amazing. What if they could do 10,000 a month? What
But
if they were doing
Samson,
20,000 a month?
yeah, but you don't know how much I gotta invest first in beginning. Yeah, and don't forget, we keep a lot inventory.
That's right. That's where
Yeah.
most of the money is stuck in the
Yes.
inventory.
Yeah.
To generate cash flow in traditional business, because you do have inventory, it depends on how fast you turn the inventory. How many
Correct.
times, like even at a restaurant, right? We
Correct.
sit at a table. How many times can that table be served?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? How many times can the table serve in one
Correct.
night or in one day? Then you can determine how much money you're going to make. But in Jeunesse, the website is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The market is global. Somebody counted recently. It's 162 countries and territories on the menu. Okay. And then and you have opportunity to build around the world. And what if, just like you and me over time, look, I think you agree with me that most people, by the time 6 months to a year into the business, their business has spread to more than 20 countries. That's very
Correct.
common, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's for people who take it seriously. And so you think about that, right? We are actually building cash flow. Because once I realized that, Robert, was that it's so viable, this platform, it doesn't matter what time, as long as the company is in operation, we can make money. No, and the other thing is there's always people with money. There are always people who want to be healthy. There's always people who want to make money. That's the thing, I don't judge. Look, if somebody say no, we got to move on, because they might not want to make money. And you know what? A month later, you might get back to them. They're still on their couch. Who knows, right? But at the end of the day, look, if they say no now, they can always say yes later. You can always follow up later. But I would say is we got to go out, look for the hungry people to make the business move forward. We're going to set some goals. So, right. So viable, what Voz asked is, let me check what else he asked is very important. Now I talk about products, with having unique products at a certain price point. How important is it to qualify the prospect? Oh, I will qualify them right away. That's the first step you should do. What do you think? Well, how do you qualify when you go? Let's say how do you go pique interest and find out somebody's interested in the business or product? How do you qualify them, Robert?
Begging your pardon. So your question, said it again.
How do you qualify your prospects? You're gonna go talk to somebody. You're gonna share Jeunesse with somebody. How do you know if they're interested?
Usually, actually, how I the pick their interest. How do I know people really want the business? Actually, I'm open mind, okay. And the first, just like old technique, you're gonna find the demand first. What do people want? Okay. If we encounter a lot of people, they are interested in making the money, but sorry, at that time they're just not interested in this kind of business to make the money. So you're gonna find it out. Okay. Not everybody say he want the money, he want to make the money, and you're gonna plunge the Jeunesse business to them. Well, usually I don't think they're gonna work out. So the best way is listen and talk to him and try to find their demand. Okay, if anything you can help to solve their problem, and there's something Jeunesse can do, just talk to them. And just talk to them. Okay, so that's what I do right now, and I find out it's very comfortable to do that. So how about you, Samson? Because you are Double Diamond right now. So from your perspective, how can qualify people? You still doing the same thing, or you got something special? I think you gotta have something special because you are Double Diamond. Come on, share with us.
No, nothing special.
Really?
I'm just like anybody. No, but you know what? It's funny because when you first started sharing how you talk to other people, pique their interest, you said you're open, right? That's actually one of my secrets. You got to be open-minded. I used to, let's say, I go talk to a friend, right? Of course, I know his background. Of course, I'm going to ask how he's doing and all that. But I used to have a plan of the type of question I'm going to ask him.
Ah,
Right?
yeah,
Have a
calculate.
strategy, right? You know, most people, well, you know, that's a long time ago. But nowadays, I don't have any plan. Let me talk to them first.
How you start it? Just look at them and say hello, and
Yeah, yeah. So just like you say, how you doing?
then you're
And we
gonna
go
follow
from
the
there.
flow, right? How
Yeah,
they
you got to
go,
follow
and
the flow. That's right. You got to follow the flow because it's not about what you want; it's what they want. So
good point. Yes,
and it's very. You said the same thing, and it's very simple. You know, Zig Ziglar say, "Stop selling, start helping." I thought, oh, that's very simple. You know, to the point. So at the end of the day, look, if they want it or not, if they're ready or not. Like I talked to somebody a couple of days ago, and she mentioned she's not ready yet. Says, great, okay. So she needs to settle down a little bit. Then I'll talk to her. You know, keep in touch. That's all, right? But we talk about all kinds of things, how she's doing, and where what's happened. Has she settled down yet? And how's the job? And yeah, she has the passion, but she's not ready at the moment. You know, her mind is not there yet. So it's stuff like that. You know, I always keep my mind open because with an open mind, we can listen better.
correct.
That is the key, right? It's like, it's actually how I learned Chinese. I found that out. My Chinese got better, I mean, because actually, if our mind is open, okay, and when we talk to people and we're focused on them without thoughts, it's almost like a meditation, right? If you can just sit there and have your mind being still, you can definitely be aware of more about be aware more about what they're saying than if your mind was preoccupied. So I think that's the big difference for me nowadays, you know. And there's no secret. Double diamond doesn't mean anything for me
Oh
because
my
what double
God.
diamond mean? You know what double diamond means? Double
Uh,
diamond means a lot of people in my teams are diamonds, double diamonds, and rubies and emeralds and sapphire elite. That's what it means to me. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's my rank is only a result of how well they are doing. That's how this business works, folks.
wow, Samson, you really impressed me right now because when you talk about the meditation, that I almost call you the guru. You know that. Oh my God, it's so so deep. You know.
Well, you know what, Robert? I did have to color my white hair before I came on. Okay, so
Really? Come on,
yeah,
don't talk to me about the hair in front of me. You know that's my weak point. Okay.
RVL.
Okay, come on, Samson. That's really the work for me because usually I was some kind of blank here, but right now they do have a lot in to come out there. So that one is good. That one is
Yeah.
good.
That's right. Yeah. Dr. Newman talked about that a few weeks ago. Remember, about a month ago now. He was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing I gotta people they come out is I think it's from the David Richer.
Hmm.
Here I don't know if you can answer that though. He
Okay.
said what are your thoughts about they call the digital automation funnel tool used on the social media
Mm.
to get the right prospect
Mm.
or customer to join our organization. So
Mm.
what's what they call the digital automation
Yeah, I know
funnel.
what they're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, how do you
So
think?
so so for those of you who are not tech savvy, a funnel is a pipeline where you have multiple sources of marketing and leads them to one source to convert them into sales. Okay. So they call those sales funnels. Okay. So, but here's the thing. I would tell you that nobody in Jeunesse has reached diamond by using those. Number one. Okay.
Okay,
And because it's not about what system, it's about how you use it. Okay. To be successful in Jeunesse, you have to understand the psychology of the business. Right. That's why we call it a people business. Because in
good.
sales, it's always about the people. Right. So that's actually very important. Before you even get onto those, I would highly recommend you to understand the belly to belly, face to face process first. So you understand the psychology. Okay, up to now, like I said, nobody's in Jeunesse has used that to become diamond, double diamond, triple diamond. Nobody used that. Okay, because we know that the only people making money are the people who are selling those. Actually, it's been known in the industry for many, many, many years, Robert. You know, when I first got into the industry in 2006, The people are doing funnels and this and that and all that. And I'm thinking, and somebody said, oh yeah, the only people making money are the people selling the systems. Now, if the system was so good, why don't those people use it to make money in the industry? Okay, that's the thing. You got to look. I want to work with people and with systems that are proven. Don't you agree, Robert?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, social media has changed. I would say the way people interact has changed, and I'm not against it, but I would highly say that I would highly recommend that you understand the psychology of the business before you look into any of those things. Because if you don't understand the psychology, because I can use the same funnel. If I write the copy, write the text differently, I would get different result. So if you don't understand the psychology, you're not going to be able to pitch the business using those tools. So I'm still waiting for somebody to show me how they become successful engineers using those tools. So until the day that I see it, I would say I would not recommend it. I would just say learn the psychology first. What do you think, Robert?
Uh, because that one, after your answer, they pop out the other question. Okay, that's my point of view. Samson, give me the advice, because I do think that Genius, okay, we already got a system. Okay, I would say the system they already automatically making the money.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if we can find another system, and you can input the people into our system, how do you think about that? Because
Well,
the reason that
yeah, okay, I understand your question. So here's the thing. So
okay.
this is what I would say that the other problem with this using that kind of system is not duplicatable, actually. Okay. For example, I've ran into quite a few people who have used that kind of system in the past.
Okay.
And it's not duplicatable because they still have to get on the phone later. All right. Usually you have to pay a bunch of money up front to design that system. And then you still have to get on the phone with the prospect, a stranger with no trust. Okay. So you can do some massive sorting. Now but the whole key of the business to grow, to expand, is not about signing people up into the business. The whole key is getting people to work it. That is actually the key. So that's actually what it is, right? I mean, if you're going to leverage, right, you want people to work it. You don't want people to just to sign up and sit there. So that takes trust. That takes time. So that system doesn't teach any of that. That is the problem. So that's why I say that I'm skeptical, but I'm hopeful that someday, I mean, you know what? Let me add. The other thing is also, it's depends on the generation. I understand of how people communicate, right? The young generation is all text today. But you know what? According to NLP, which stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming, that means talk about communication. Yeah. You know what NLP is, Robert? Okay. Okay. So according to NLP, communication, 7% of communication are the words. 38% is the tone or context that you put the words in. And then 55% is the body language. That's why it's so important to meet, belly to belly, right? So, or face to face. So what that means is, look, you can say, I love you, right? Or I love you, or I love you. I love you all mean different things. So that's why, it takes a lot of work to design those, David. I know what you're asking, but I would say that these are some of the things that I've learned along the way where, I do understand the psychology of the business. I am always looking to grow as a leader in knowledge, also leadership, but I have not seen any fruits derived from that method yet. So that's what I have to say. Why don't we talk about the next question?
Okay.
Huh?
It's great answer, because you answer a lot. The fuzzy people, the technical guy like us, they always think, well, we can use the system to plunge the people to the system. But I think you do point out the business.
Yeah.
Do point out the point. How they think about business, and do they want to do the business? I think that's the key point. And I think you said about belly to belly, you gotta have contact with the people. You can build the really real bond. I think that's a key point of how to develop the business. We can link it to many people, but you still need to talk to people, understand their need, and you can work as a team. So if everybody duplicates that, so I think we will be able to build out a global platform, global team like you. Am I really that right?
No, you're exactly right. It's about um, duplication, and because the platform, the Genes platform, is highly scalable. Okay. For those of you who don't know what that means, scalable means the ability to grow. The ability to grow as a system. Okay. That is one of the biggest obstacles of traditional business. Imagine if you ran an Amazon warehouse and you have to set hundreds of them throughout the world. Oh my gosh, that's such a big headache, right? Versus ours is just a website. The company already set it up. The company ships everything already. That's a whole different ballgame. So it's highly scalable. The other thing is, another huge barrier to the business, traditional business or any business, is customer acquisition cost. Right? For those of you who watch Shark Tank, right? That's one of the first questions I ask. How much does it cost you to acquire a customer? All right. At the beginning, when you start in the business, you might not get the best results yet because you're learning. Look, if you talk to 10 people, you find 10 people interested and 2 or 3 decide to join the business to work it, and maybe a couple of them buy product. Yeah, that's the average. It's very normal. Okay. Now, as you get better, if you learn how to, do edification, work with the team leaders and sponsors, your average, instead of 2 out of 10, it might be 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. I've done a closing for people 8 to 9 out of 10 because they did everything really good. Perfect. But that's over time. Not everybody can do that right away. All right.
Okay.
So in terms of customer acquisition costs, so if you think about that, if we're not getting paid on time, but getting paid on result, your customer acquisition cost is almost zero, because all you're doing is talking to people, trying to solve problems, trying to bridge them between where they are now and the Genes platform, which can help them financially or health-wise. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Okay, why don't we go on to the next question?
Okay, next question is by he asks, how often do you follow up when people they are not ready to join or not interested? Is from the floors?
Yeah, I would say every 2 or 3 months, just check in with them.
Just checking with them.
Yeah. I think every 2 or 3 months to check in with them, because you don't want to be bearing down somebody's neck all the time, calling them all the time, right? Now, but it depends, right? Let's say somebody's not ready. You say, well, okay, well, I hear what you're saying. I know you might be busy with your business right now, trying to save it, trying to work with it. You're a little bit busy with the kids, but you know what? How about this? Why don't I give you a call a few weeks from now, a month from now? So if you're going to follow up, look, I would say every situation is different, but if they say no, like a straight out NO, I would say, you know what? Yeah, no worry. We'll keep in touch. And then, give them a call 2 or 3 months later. That's fine. Now, if they were close, they have not say no yet, but they're just busy. Every phone call, I would try to set an appointment to follow up. That's right. So even though say they're busy right now, well, why don't I give you a call next Monday? Does that sound good? What time is best for you? You see? So that way, then they expect your call, right? So when you call them up, if they don't answer, you can leave a message and say, oh, yes, we're supposed to follow up at this time. Sorry, you couldn't, I guess we cannot connect. So give me a call back. See, so look, if they did not pick up the phone when during the appointment that you're supposed to set, it's on their side that they have to follow up with you. Yeah. So yeah, a little bit psychology there. Yeah. What about you? If they say no, how do you follow up?
Something like you, because I always follow a rule. if when people say no, always set up a link for the next call. So they are expecting you and you will not feel awkward to just call somebody. So I always set up just like you, I think you say that perfectly and politely. Yeah, how about I call you next week because you are busy right now? Or how about I call you next week when if you think any kind of problem or question then we can talk about that. How's that? Usually people say, okay, then okay, fine. I call you next week. And then it's nice to talk to you. So always set up a link for the next call. Is that correct?
That's right. You're such a pro.
I always follow you. You're a good teacher. I just lead a little bit. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, this one is currently, you say, because the time are different and we see many are free at home. It must mean the pandemic. Would you reconnect with those who have step away from business, or would it be simple to speak to new prospect? You follow the question, right?
Oh yeah, of course. I would say, if you have time, give them a call. Why put them in categories, right?
Yeah.
But so here's the thing, look, I've gone through ups and downs in the business too. So when you're down, you don't feel like you talk to a lot of people, but nobody's interested. You might feel a little down. That's very common. What I would do is, a lot of times though, you have to be like that. You have to be hungry. Let's just put it that way. So maybe I can put in visually, imagine if you were a tiger, right? A tiger, that's right, a tiger. And you are just sitting there in the bushes or in a tree, right? But you're hungry, right? But of course, you got to look for the prey, right? As a tiger, right? But at the same time, if you know where the prey are, you can hide and wait, right? But you got to be ready. Yeah. You got to be equipped. You got to know what to do. Yeah. But what I describe is not because people are afraid. No, because it's about your own attitude. Because a lot of things can change just by the tone of your voice or the words that come out of your mouth. Just pure attitude. You can turn a lot of things around. So I would say that if anybody who's brave out there and want to try something, is to sit yourself down for 1 hour. We can do baby steps. Okay, sit yourself down for 1 hour. Make 20 phone calls in an hour. Okay, don't do anything else. Call people, talk to them, say hello, pique interest, or just say hello. Even if you never call, I was a store owner, and so I'm not used to calling people. People come to me, right? So how I overcame that was just sitting down 1 hour, did 20 phone calls, and I say, you know what? I'll do it step by step. Instead of being afraid to talk to people, I'll take that fear out of the way. I say, I decided in that 1 hour, I do not talk about Jeunesse. Do not talk about, but you know what? Once you get the habit of calling so many people in such a short time, you realize that it's so hard not to tell them, because you're going to say, so what have you been up to? And you're, it's very natural. So I would say that, look, to call people, it doesn't matter who, call them. Okay. Just call them. Right. Because if, like, I remember when my business was slow and a lot of people sleeping, I would call them sleeping. They're not working. So I say, you know what? I'm going to go reinvigorate. I'm going to go on my second wave, my third wave, my fourth wave of contacting people. Right. So, but before that, I would call everybody who's not working all the way up and down the line. All right. See where they are. Are you ready yet? Are you still sleeping, or what's going on? Okay. And then I would just, keep calling people. That's how, the more you call, the better it is. And I think one thing I learned is just try to make the conversation fun. Yeah. In terms of psychology, I realized that when we interact with people, there's certain subconscious expectations. I don't know what the word is in psychology. Okay. But if I come to talk with you, Robert, okay, I know how you look at me. And I don't know if you know how I look at you or view our relationship. So our interaction is a certain type of interaction because that's the basis for the relationship. Yeah. So, but what I try to do is to change it. So I would say things different where people don't expect what, the things that come out of my mouth. For example, we're taught to compliment people, right? See, most people, they don't compliment you right away. They say, "Hey, Robert, that's a great shirt you have on. Where'd you get that?" Right? So
Wife bought it.
that's great. She has good taste, right?
Sophie would love to hear that.
Okay. Right? Okay. So see, if we get on topics that's unexpected, okay, we can use that as a tool to change a conversation or break the conversation if it's not going the way you want it to, for example. You see? But also complimenting people also kind of opens them up too. Everybody loves to be complimented, right? But make sure you say the truth, yeah.
I fully agree with you because you do mention some very important point, because a lot of people know we are doing this gymnastics. So they say they kind of put a stereotype on us. So I think what you say is very important, how people see us. So if you need to break that, you just say something completely different.
Yeah.
Just make fun. I think that's very important. But I think the main point that you just try to answer the question, if I read that correct, is action. Just call. Why categorize that? Just call. Call the people, say something that was fun, and see how they react, and you can prepare for the next call. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's right. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
I talked too long. There's a lot more. All of a sudden, just popped up. Okay. Oh. Eva from Malaysia. Oh, Evan. Hello, Evan from Malaysia, from Ibo. Very nice place. He said, for my partner, even now have many people jobless, but they just won't want to hurry find a new job to get income. They won't spend any cash to join any platform now. Unsuccessful, invite them to join Zoom. How to share with them if they reply this? What do you think?
Okay, people don't want that because the mentally they just say, okay, I don't have a job right now, I don't have the money. Okay, so if you want to invite me to another business, so why should I spend the money on that?
Yeah.
Usually for leads, I would tell the people, okay, if you look at that environment right now, do you think they're gonna happen? I'm sorry, I gotta take it. No, I take it out. How do you think, do you think this kind of pandemic or this kind of chaos around the world, do you think they're going to happen this time? No, I think they're going to happen again, correct? But next time when they happen, are you ready for that? Probably not, because you're gonna have the same situation what you have right now, because you don't have the contingency plan. So right now, I think, how about that? I didn't ask you to quit your job or something like that, but I think it's the time. If you really found out your job was insecure, it's the time before it's too late. You're gonna build up another channel. They have the money to come in automatically. So how do you think that? Because it's a very low investment, but the potential is huge. So that's what I'm gonna reply. How do you think, Samson?
No, I think that's correct. And I also would add that, look, people, if they don't value themselves, it's hard for them to value what you have to say.
Good word.
Okay. What I mean is, look, most people, it's easy to get a job. They don't have to have any money to go get a job, right? They think a job can make them money, right? Maybe they have never had their own business before either, right? But you know what though? The difference is that at a job, you trade time for money, right? And you're never going to get ahead. Warren Buffett, one of the richest man in the world, said, if you cannot make money when you sleep, you will never get ahead, right? So this is different. This is starting your own business. Now, I would say that if you're going to go out and get a job, you are competing with everybody else. And right now, more than ever, there's less and less jobs because economies are shut down. Now, I don't know the situation in Malaysia, but I would say that it's hard to find a decent job. So if they don't see value in it, because part of it, because they don't value themselves. Okay. Second, I would say that you just got to move on. The people who see the value, the people who are really hungry, they will find a way, one way or another. They will survive and make money. When I started Jeunesse, I quit all my jobs. Actually, look at this. Instead of finding a job, I quit my jobs to do Jeunesse at the first day. So no more auctioneer. And so all I did was I said, you know what? I got to make at least $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And so every day I went out to make money. See, if people are hungry, they can borrow money to start this business if they see the value and the value in themselves also. Okay. So I would say sometimes you have to be a little bit strong. You say, what's the chance, what's the likelihood of you finding a job, and how much can you make at a job right now? Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Look, if they're really insistent on it, let them go. Next, you just got to go through a lot of people. You got to find people who have some self-confidence. It's not the quantity of the people, but rather the quality of the people that you will find to become business partner in your business. Okay. I know we're a little bit over right now, Robert. So I think there's probably just a couple more questions. Let me see. How to respond to people when people say, I do not have interest. Robert, you take that one.
How do I'm not interested? Well, usually, according to my experience, when people say that, actually, you don't need to fall into the trap, because that's another way they're gonna reject you. Okay, it's just like the other say, oh, I don't have the money. I need to go back to ask my wife, my husband, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Gentlemen, they want just an excuse. So I think you can at that time, usually I would say, well, is there something you don't understand, or something I didn't make that clear? So you want me to or which part is you feel you're not unclear, you cannot make up your mind, or you cannot make a decision. I would be like to explain again. Mm-hmm. So usually it's different. Just I don't take that as they're really not interested. No, they are interested, but not is the part is ourselves, because we didn't present it right, or either we didn't find their demands, what they really want. Mm-hmm. So we gotta depend on that and answer the question.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. Wow, that's good. So that's being persistent, people. Being persistent is very important, right? Until they say no, right? Well, I mean, it says I do not have interest. That's not a straight out no. Maybe not. I don't know, right? Like you say, it could be just that they don't understand enough. I mean, well, I guess that's a good way. You say, like you say, did I not explain it correctly? You don't understand. You're not interested, or you don't understand.
Correct.
Right? So make it fun and different, right? Be persistent. All right. You see,
okay.
It's not being pushy. It's being funny, actually, I would think, right?
I do agree, Samson. That's good technique to use that. Sometimes just like, I would be, in the past, I would be so serious. Wow, you're not interested. Okay, I gotta get out of here because you're not. Now, right now, I think your way is good. Sometimes it'd be fun, just say something contrary, and you just say, oh, and we're probably gonna have another conversation. Are you agree with that?
Sure. You're not interested? Wait, what does that mean?
Is I look ugly or something wrong with my suit or something like you're not interested?
Yeah, no, but I mean, look, to overcome that a lot of the times it's a matter of humor. But look, if they don't really interested, move on. Don't waste time.
Yeah, correct. It's
not for everybody.
Yeah, that's a lesson. But I would remind everybody, if not interested, you want to get out. Leave a good impression.
Yeah.
So because they might come back sometime. You never know.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Very good. Let's go to another one.
Okay. Let me ask. They say, what is the best piece of advice you can give to new entrepreneur, and for people who have been longer in the business but still know little success?
Well, okay. So I would say a couple of things, very simple. Okay. So I remember Kim always say, you're always one person away from explosion. One person, or somebody write that down because that's very important. You're always one person away from explosion. That means the thing is, you don't know who's going to come into your business. You don't know who they know. You don't know what's inside them that will make them explode the business for themselves, but as a result, exploded for you. Look, in Jeunesse, you build two teams, one on the left, one on the right. You know what the whole key is? To build two big team, one big team on the left, one big team on the right. You're always one person away from explosion. For sure, there are people out there who know more people than you. For sure, there are people who have more energy than you. For sure, there are people who are maybe more hungry than you. If you're going to dwell on the negative people, on the people that say no, or maybe you get stuck within your own mind, you're missing all the people out there. That's how it works. I would say, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. To be very honest, I respect and admire the people who work the business the right way and hard. Okay. And the respect doesn't come necessarily from somebody who gets to diamond in 1 year. Now, I have to say, I mean, one of the people I really respect in Jeunesse is Patrick Tang in Hong Kong, because I know he worked his butt off. 1 year he made diamond. He slept like we call him Panda because he had black circles around his eyes, only sleep 3 to 4 hours every day for a year. Okay. I know he worked it, but I'm also very impressed and inspired by people who work it 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years to make it to ruby, emerald, or diamond. See, because those people never gave up. They never gave up on what? Never gave up on themselves, never gave up on their dreams, never gave up on their family. It's not about the business, it's about them. So, that's why, I guess me and you still working. Right?
Yeah, I always tell myself, one more people, and you just one more people away from the explosion.
Yeah.
Just tell yourself, one more people. So, Samson, do we gonna answer all the questions because of the time limitation? Or
well, why don't we give it another 5-10 minutes? Let's go through. We only have a few left.
Yeah, people want to hear your advice more. Let me see what's the next one.
I'm looking at them too.
What about the blocks in your mind? Would you comment on that?
What about it?
I don't know. What's the blocks? My blocks? Or your blocks? What about that? It's vast. Okay.
Oh, it's vast. Okay, blocks in your mind.
Yeah, what's the block in your mind?
Okay, well, first, I don't know what blocks, but obviously you have to identify the blocks first. So, you got to have a little self-awareness. Okay. And then what you do is you write it down. And my recommendation would be to take baby steps to overcome them. Remember my example about making phone calls? Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I was the boss of 3 furniture stores. Okay. I advertise, I have a great location so people walk in. I never go to reach out to find customers, which is wrong. I could have done that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I was used to people coming to me. So to overcome the blockage of making those phone calls to talk to people about opportunity or products, I need to overcome that fear of it is fear, but also because it's unknown, right? We have the training, we follow it, right? Peak interest, ask questions, find out what they want, FORM, right? A family, occupation, recreation, money, all that is just guidelines. But at the end of the day, you got to connect. Of course, I realized this after I was a little bit more mature in the business, right? In the industry. But so I did take that baby step. You know what? I'm going to make some calls without talking about Jeunesse. So I take the fear out of the way first. Let me build a habit. So the other thing is also, it takes 21 days to build a habit. That's what people say, right? So what you do is you got to do something every day for 21 days or a month. And I guarantee it, after you've done it consistently 21 days or 30 days, it becomes second nature to you. You won't even think about it. It's not even a second thought. is like riding a bike. You never forget. So I would say that, to overcome any blocks, write it down, identify what it is, take baby steps. How can I do it even smaller steps so I can ease into it faster? The practice is teacher what do they call practice? Practice is like practice is the mother of learning. Yeah, that's what they call it. Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree. Just one, if you want to break your block, just remember one step at a time. Don't even care about it. It's just a baby step. You just be persistent. Okay. And the other question, next one is, what's the difference in psychology between hiring an employee versus recruiting partner for our business?
Oh, between hiring employee versus recruiting partners.
Yeah.
What is the difference in psychology? Okay. Well, you know what? In a way, okay. So why do people go look for a job? Because they have needs, right?
Correct.
Why do people make money? Because they have needs. So you know what? We have opportunity here. They can help their needs too. It's just that this is your own business rather than a job. Okay. You know what happens as a job? You can be a robot. You're just told what to do. You know what happens that's at most jobs, huh? Not all jobs, but most jobs. But in when you have your own business, usually you are out there doing it yourself. Nobody teaching you, nobody guiding you. But in our platform, especially our team, we have training. We teach you what to do. Okay. But you got to be open to it, or you got to want it and reach out for it. I think one of the biggest mistakes I made when I first got into the industry before Jeunesse was that in the first company, I tried to figure it out myself. Okay. I heard Kim's training over and over again, but I didn't get it. I tried to figure it out myself. So, but the right way is to just do it first, but do it with partners. If you don't know, ask. And that's one of the other blocks I had was about asking. Because when you're good at studying, when you're good taking tests, when you're good figuring things out, right, Robert? I bet you're the same like me. Engineer mindset, we can figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's easier and more simple to ask. It's faster. Do you agree?
Agree. So I think my comment for that is, when you hire an employee, they just a worker, is an employee. But when you recruit a Jeunesse, that's a partner. So you got to treat them completely different. Your mindset is different. The partner means you got to work with them. Okay, you got to share your pain, and then you got to help them no matter what. So that's what I think I can add on that. Yeah. Okay, the other question is that Michelle Wang. He said, I come across many young PPL, okay, from 25 to 45 years, are hungry and eager to start a business. Somewhat the response, Jeunesse are not for their age group. So how to convince them?
Well, you know what? That's, I don't even understand where that comes from. You know why?
Why?
Well, I've been to Brazil. I've been to Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to different parts of Latin America, different countries in throughout Asia. All right.
Okay.
I would say that there are a lot of young people in their 20s.
Okay.
20s, 25, or even in their early 20s, even, who are in the business, who are working it full time. There are people. I mean, when I first started, I was 40, so I'm within that category. Okay. 25 to 45. That's a big category. I would say that, I have many leaders who are diamonds, emerald, ruby, who are in that age group. When I went to Brazil, and I had a very small team at that time, but most of Brazil, they're all 25 to 45. There's nobody older. It's actually the opposite. All right. Now that, this year I'm 51. Now that I get to 51, maybe, am I suitable for this business? I don't know. I never let age make a difference. But you know what? Look, we have the Zen fitness products. We have Reserve. We have the skincare. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm so far to say that the young people nowadays, they want to stay looking young, don't they? More than ever, more than ever, because you know what? They're doing the social media thing all the time. Selfie, you know. So they need the product, right? Okay, so look, the earlier they start on the product, the younger they stay, or the younger they become. That's how it works. Do you agree? What do you think about that?
Well, I still go back to the basic, well, I don't believe that, this kind of business is not for their group. Okay. As long as you can find out what's their interest, what do they really want.
Yeah.
Okay. It's suited for any kind of business. We can see, they have the people that 80 years old, they do something great. And then we have the diamond is at 20 something years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's the truth is there. It's just, you really want that. Okay, do you really see the value of the genetics? So I think this doesn't matter. It's no group since start. No, because in every group, somebody, they need making money. Somebody want to accomplish their dream. Somebody, they want to do something for the other people. I think they cross all the groups, right, Samson? So
that's right. When our Double Diamond Yvonne started, I think she was like 37 or 38. Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just told her age.
Okay, let's finish with the last question, and the last question is about the Samson yourself. Okay, the Alex asks, hi Samson, at some point in your career at Jeanette, did you feel that you really want to give up, or how did you overcome that? We make that the final question for the day.
No, yeah, I never thought of giving up.
Like me. Good.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? Business owner, we never give up. At the
Correct.
beginning, I would have to say, looking back, the five of us who start, the word failure never came to mind. Yeah, of course we have tough times, but you know what? It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for what? Well, it's what you make of it. That's what it is. So some people see it as a small business, and they're right. And some people see it as a massive business. They're right. So it's what you make of it. That's what opportunity is. All right. So anyway, I think, today we had some good conversation. I appreciate you, Robert.
No problem. I really enjoy that. And, I really happy, I can, contribute something. If that one can help anybody here, well, they make my day.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot more you can contribute to. So we probably need you back here. What do you think?
No problem. Anytime you want. My phone is open.
All right. I know. Huh? All right. Thank you, Robert.
Okay. So today we're gonna conclude the event, and I thanks everybody. We had time to with our doctor, Double Diamond Samson Li, and today, this section is never been done before, and we try to do that because everything here. Actually, Samson, we didn't practice the people because we don't know what kind of people are going to ask. But the one thing we all agree, we speak from our heart. I think that's the keystone of the genetics. Speak from your heart and try to help the people. And the perfection, just like me, is not that kind of important. Okay, and thanks everybody. And we do enjoy today. And we're gonna see you next time. Okay.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, bye everybody.
Bye everybody.
Stay safe and healthy. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. Don't forget. Thanks to Angie Lee because she always pick me up. Okay. Thank you, Angie.
Take
care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye everybody.
Bye.